Hey guys, I hope y'all are having a beautiful day today. So it's a really nice, bright, sunny day here. So we're going to be doing a get ready with me. I'm going to show you how I did today's look using some of the best summer complexion products for oily skin. So using a combination of these products in a makeup routine, they're going to really help you keep your skin nice and shine free all day long while you're out and about in hot summer weather for those of us who have oily skin. So let's jump right into it so I can show y'all the products that I use and how I use them to do today's look. Okay, so I'm going to start out with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. This is the universal shade. So if you have oily skin and you have not tried this yet, I don't know what you're waiting on, but you really need to experience this product. I really think it's kind of like a game-changing product for balancing oils throughout the day. I'm not an avid primer user, but I have been using this like every single day since I bought it. I do really think it does a good job at keeping my face a lot less shiny throughout the day. I don't know if you can tell because my skincare was already like giving my face a little shine, but this one does give your skin a shine when you initially apply it, but as it kind of like settles in, and especially when you put your foundation on top of it, it really does help to prevent your skin from getting like really shiny all day. So I really love this. If you have oily skin, pick this up if you haven't tried it yet. So for foundation, I think we have a bunch of different options. We just want to pick one that has like a really nice lightweight feel to the skin and one that gives us good coverage without having to use a whole lot of product. So I was watching a Maya Galore vlog and she mentioned that she's been mixing up these two foundations. So I said I want to try that. So I did the other day and I do really like this combination. So these are going to be my foundations for today. I'm going to do kind of like a 50-50 mix of both. Now the NARS one does squirt out kind of funny, so I always like to put this one like directly on the brush and then apply it to my face. So I'm just kind of like mixing the two colors together. And then I always like to put most of my foundation on my cheeks. I always want the most coverage right there. But just like with some other foundations that I have, this gives really nice coverage and you don't have to like pack the product on. It blends out really nicely, very nice and lightweight on the skin. And I will say on its own, these two foundations aren't the longest wearing foundations, but when you pair them with that Danessa Myricks primer and also the setting powder that I'm going to show you in a little bit, they really do last pretty much all day. And another thing I like about the Danessa Myricks, the Blurring Balm Powder, it does seem to enhance what any foundation looks like. So I've been kind of testing it out with different liquid foundations, and to me they always look kind of like enhanced. They just look a little bit better with that primer underneath. Now next I'm going to go in with my concealer. I'm doing pretty much the same thing that I always do. So first I'm taking my Bobbi Brown Color Corrector stick and I'm going to use this under the eye. And whenever I go in with color corrector first, I notice that I don't have to put on quite as much of my like brightening, my coverage concealer, because the color corrector is going to help like cancel out a whole lot of the darkness underneath the concealer. But same thing with your concealer, you just want to pick one that's lightweight, one that's going to give you good coverage without you having to pack a lot of stuff on under the eye. So my favorite under eye concealer right now is the Anastasia Magic Touch Concealer. This one is the shade 15. I didn't mention my foundation shades and I can't remember what they are off the top of my head. I think the NARS one is Caracas, but they'll be listed down below. So I'm also putting this all in the center of the face just to brighten up that area. And I like to let the concealer on the under eye and the corners of the mouth just sit for a little bit while I blend out the chin and the forehead. When you're putting concealer in these two areas, you can be very light with it because you're using that concealer, you're using the concealer in these two areas just to add some dimension and add a little brightness to your face. You don't really need coverage in those areas because you've already gotten them from your foundation. I like to switch to a more dense brush to get the corners of the mouth and the under eye area, and I always blend out the under eye area last just so that that concealer can sit for a while, thicken up a little bit, and that will also help to give me some more coverage. So same thing with your under eye concealer. If you feel like you need more after you put your first layer on, you can go in with more, but you want to concentrate it right in the areas where you want more coverage. So I think that this level of coverage is fine for me, but for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to put on a little bit more, and I'm going to concentrate it right in that inner part of the eye, the under eye area. I'm not going to put it all over because I just don't feel like I need extra product right there. So again, we just want to make sure that we're as light as possible with our makeup application so that we don't have a whole lot of stuff on our face. And then I'm patting this in to blend it out so that I'm not spreading the product out too much. I'm setting my under eyes with my Kosas Cloud Set Powder. I use this in pretty much every video, and setting just the immediate under eye area. And this next product I'm really excited about, so I'm going to set my foundation and the rest of my face with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Mattifying Powder. This one is in the shade Tan. So I really like this powder. I think it's a really good one for oily skin because it gives you like a really nice mattified finish, but it still looks natural. It doesn't dry your face out, and it really keeps you matte like all day. So I'm going to pick up a good amount of this. Let me pick up a little bit more. I'm going to pick up a good amount of this, and I'm just going to really press this powder into the face, and you should be able to tell right away that it's giving me like a nice airbrushed finish. So this, along with that Danessa Myricks primer, will really keep whatever foundation you use in between those two layers. It'll really keep them intact all day. And with this powder, again, you don't want to cake it on, but you really can't cake it on because of the way it kind of melts into the skin. So you can keep putting on more if you feel like you have like super oily skin and you just need a good amount of powder. You can put on a good amount of this, and it's not really going to like pile up on your skin. Okay, so this is what our base is looking like. So we're going to add some dimension to the face with our blush and bronzer. So for blush, I'm going to be using one of the Pat McGrath Divine blushes. This one is in the shade, this is Paradise Venus. So I love this particular blush, especially for oily skin, because it's a matte finish. So when we use matte finishes on the skin, they're going to help us stay a little less oily during the day. That's not to say that you can't wear cream products, because I love a cream blush or a cream bronzer, but what I like about this is it's matte, so it is like a drier formula, but it still gives us like a nice sheen to the face, and it helps to give us just a little bit of glow without us looking oily. And it blends in very beautifully. So one of my favorite blushes. And then for bronzer, so you guys always see me use my Say Beauty bronzer, one of my favorites. But when we're talking about doing our makeup for the summertime and making it last all day in hot summer weather, again, I like to go for a powder product. So today we're going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Powder Bronzer. This one is in the shade number 3 Tan. And what I love about this is just like what I said with the Pat McGrath blush. This one has a matte finish to it, but it also gives us like a nice sheen, so it'll help give us like a nice subtle glow on the skin without making us look like dewy or oily. It's going to give us a glow but still keep our skin looking matte at the same time. And another thing I like about this is it has like a really silky formula. So like if you want to just add a little more glow, because a lot of us like to have a little more glow to the skin for summertime weather, I mean, you can really just sit here all day and just keep packing this stuff on, and it's just not going to cake up on the face because it just kind of like melts right into the skin. I'm going to put on just a little bit more on the forehead because why not? And then I'm going to switch to a more detailed brush just to also hit my nose area. And this will give us some dimension like right in the center of the face and kind of like balance everything out. I always take my residual foundation and then just pounce right back over my nose bronzer to soften it right back out, just to make sure it's not harsh and it looks really nice and natural. So this is what we're looking like so far. I'm also going to pick up the foundation brush one more time. I'm just going to go right where the bronzer is meeting the concealer. I just want to make sure that that's nice and blended right there. And then you can also do that like around the blush if you feel the need to. And because we have on a good amount of powder products, I am going to set everything in place and kind of like melt those powders down into the skin. So another one of my favorite products for oily skin, especially for summertime, this is the Benefit Porefessional Super Setter Spray. This one gives you like a really nice filtered look, and it really helps to melt everything down, but it also keeps everything in place all day long. Now, if you do your makeup in the same order that I do, I already have my eye makeup on, including my mascara. So if you do that, you just want to make sure that you cover the mascara a little bit, just so that not too much of your setting spray gets on to your mascara. So I'm just going to pull out, I'm just going to use this palette here just to kind of like cover my eye area a little bit, and I'm going to set everything with my spray. Some of it went right up my nose, but it's okay. Okay, so I'm just letting that spray dry down, especially the one that kind of went right up my nose. But this is what we're looking like. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off my look. I'm just going to do a small touch to my eyeshadow. I'll throw on some lipstick and I will show you guys the finished look. Okay, and here's my finished look for today. I just put on a very subtle inner corner highlight and a subtle like red lip, just a subtle pop of color for the summer. So let me know what y'all think. If you decide to try this routine at home, let me know in the comments how you like it. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel before you head out, and I will see y'all back here for my next one. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.